Hello my dear students, welcome back with another case study problem of system of linear equations. Here we try to find the general traffic pattern in the freeway network which is given here, and we consider the flow rate as number of cars per minute, and we need to describe the general traffic pattern when the road whose traffic flow is x4 is closed. It means that if this traffic flow x4 is closed, the value of x4 is 0, then what would be the general traffic flow pattern? So let's start creating its mathematical model. What we have to do first, we have to name these intersections. Let's say this is intersection A, this is intersection B, this is intersection C, this is intersection D. Now at the intersection A, the number of vehicles coming in, flow in, is x1, and the number of vehicles going out, flow out, is 40 and x4. So that would be x4 plus 40. Now the number of vehicles coming into this intersection should be equals to the number of vehicles going out of this intersection, hence x1 should be equals to x4 plus 40. Similarly, at the intersection B, the number of vehicles coming in, x4 plus x5, should be equals to the number of vehicles going out. Similarly, at the intersection C, number of vehicles coming in is x3 plus x2, okay, or just write x2 plus x3 is equals to the number of vehicles going out of this intersection. So that should be 100 plus x5, and the number of vehicles coming into the intersection D is 200. That should be equals to the number of vehicles going out, that is equals to x1 plus x2. Okay, now if we write down these equations, if we rearrange them into the system of linear equations, they can be written as x1, total number of variables are 5, so that is x1, x2, x3, x4 and x5. We don't have x2 here, we don't have x3, we have x4 which is on the right hand side, so we'll write x minus x4, okay, and then we don't have x5, that is equals to 40. Similarly, the second equation is written as x4 plus x5 is equals to 60. Third equation is written as x2 plus x3, then we have minus x5 is equals to 100, and then we have x1 plus x2 is equals to 200. Now this is the system of linear equations with 5 unknown variables, x1, x2, x3, x4 and x5. If we write down this system of linear equation into the matrix form, into the matrix equation, we can write it as Ax is equals to B, where A is the matrix which is known as coefficient matrix, obtained by writing or listing all the coefficients of this system. X is the column vector whose elements are x1, x2, x3 and x4 and x5, and B is the constant vector whose elements are 40, 60, 100 and 200. If you assume that the symbol AB represents the augmented matrix, then the augmented matrix of this system is written as 1 0 0 minus 1 0 40 0 0 0 1 1 60 0 1 1 0 minus 1 100 1 1 0 0 0 200. Okay, now this augmented matrix determines the given system of linear equations completely. We shall try to understand whether this system has a solution or not. So in order to do that, we need to convert this augmented matrix into the echelon form by applying suitable sequence of elementary row operations. To convert this augmented matrix into the echelon form, we must work in columns. So first we need to make this column as 1 0 0 0, means all the elements below the pivot element, first pivot element, should be 0. So we need to make this last one, at the first entry of the last row should be 0 by applying the elementary row operation R4 minus R1, because if we subtract 1, this 1 from this 1, we'll get 0. Since we are performing operation in R4, the values in R1, R2 and R3 will remain same. So we'll write down these coefficients first. 0 0 0 1 1 60 0 1 1 0 minus 1 100, and then 1 minus 1 becomes 0, 1 minus 0 becomes 1, 0 minus 0 becomes 0, 0 minus times minus 1 becomes plus 1, 0 minus 0 becomes 0, 200 minus 40 becomes 160. Okay, now the first column is looking nice because we have made all the elements below this leading element, pivot element, all the elements below that are 0. We'll move on to the second column. Okay, if we want to make here the pivot element of the second row should be here, right? So we can interchange the second row with the third row, or we can interchange the second row with the fourth row. So let's interchange second and third row by writing the elementary row operation R2 3. So R1 will remain same. We'll write down its entries first, 0 40, and write down the elements of R3 in place of R2, 0 1 1 0 minus 1 100, and write down the entries of R2 in place of R3, 0 0 0 1 1 60, and then write down the entries of the fourth row, which is written here. Fine. Now this is the pivot element of the first row, this is the pivot element of the second row. So we need to make all the elements below that leading element 0. So this 1 should be made 0 by applying the elementary row operation R4 minus R2. So the next matrix which I will get is row equivalent matrix of the previous matrix by applying the elementary row operation R4 minus R2. R1 will remain same, so I'll write 1 0 0 minus 1 0 40. R2 will remain same, so that would be 1 1 0 minus 1 100. R3 will remain same, and we'll perform operation in R4, which is R4 minus R2. 0 minus 0 becomes 0, 1 minus 1 0, 0 minus 1 minus 1, 1 minus 0 1, 0 minus times minus 1 is plus 1. 160 minus 100 is 60. Then we shall move on. Now the second column is looking very nice. We have got 1 and all other elements below that are 0. Now the pivot element of the third row should be here, which we can make by switching the third and fourth row by applying the elementary row operation R. Sorry, it should be written as by R3 4. So we will write down the entries of first row, entries of the second row, we'll write down the entries of the third row. So we will interchange the entries of third and fourth row. So we'll write the entries of the third row as the fourth row. So that would be 0 0 minus 1 1 1 60, and we have got 0 0 0 1 1 60. Okay, now this one is the pivot element, right, and all other elements below that is 0. This is the pivot element. All other elements below that are 0. Okay, we can make it make it more simple by converting this minus 1 to plus 1. Okay, but before doing that, we can see that in this matrix, in this augmented matrix, the coefficient matrix is up to this one. We can see that the rank of the matrix A is 1 2 3 and 4 non-zero rows, and the rank of the matrix AB, which is the augmented matrix, is again 4, which is less than 5. Which is, what is 5? 5 is the number of unknowns. We have got 5 unknowns, x1, x2, x3, x4 and x5, and the rank of matrix A and augmented matrix is 4. Since the rank of A and augmented matrix is same, hence the given problem or the corresponding system of linear equation has a solution, that is a consistent system. But since the rank of A and augmented matrix is less than the number of unknowns, hence there should be infinite many solutions. So the system is consistent and it must have infinite many solutions. Okay, now let's try to find those infinite solutions by working on this augmented matrix further. Let's try to convert this echelon form of the augmented matrix into the reduced echelon form. So first we need to make this minus 1 plus 1 by applying the elementary row operation minus 1 multiplied by R3. So the elements of the first row are 1 0 0 minus 1 0 40. We have got 0 1 1 0 minus 1 100 0 0 plus 1 minus 1 minus 1 minus 60 0 0 0 1 1 and 60. Okay, now I will make this 1 0 because except the pivot element, all other elements in the column should be 0. So this is the pivot element of the first row, this is the pivot element of the second row, right? So except the pivot element, all other elements are 0, except pivot element, all other elements are 0. This is the pivot element of the third row and all other elements should be 0. So we need to make this 1 0 by applying the elementary row operation. The elementary row operation to make that 1 0 is right? We can say R2 minus R3, R2 minus R3. So R1 and R4 will remain same. Just write down its entries first. R4 will remain same, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 60. R3 will remain same because we need to perform operation in R2. Minus 1, minus 1, minus 60. R2 minus R3. So 0 minus 0 is 0, 1 minus 0 is 1, 1 minus 1 is 0, 0 minus minus 1 is plus 1, 1 minus minus 1 is 0, 100 minus minus 60 is 160. Okay. Now we shall move on to the fourth column, because the third column looks fine. This is the pivot element, all other elements are 0. Now this is the pivot element of the fourth row, all other elements should be 0. So we'll apply elementary row operations by, to make this minus 1 0, I will add minus 1 2. So I will write down R1 plus R4, right? I will also perform 1 minus 1, so I will also perform R2 minus R4. I will also perform R3 plus R4 to make this minus 1 0. So this would be R3 plus R4. R4 will remain same, so we'll write down its entries first. Okay, R1 plus R4. R1 plus R4, that will be 1 plus 0 becomes 1, 0 plus 0 becomes 0, 0 plus 0 becomes 0, minus 1 plus 1, that becomes 0, 0 plus 1 becomes 1, right? 0 plus 1 becomes 1. Okay, and then 40 plus 60 becomes 100. Then we have R2 minus R4, 0 minus 0 becomes 0, 1 minus 0 becomes 1, 0 minus 0 becomes 0, 1 minus 1 becomes 0, 0 minus 1 becomes minus 1, 160 minus 60 becomes 100. Then we have R3 plus R4, so R0 plus 0 becomes 0, 0 plus 0 becomes 0, 1 minus 0 becomes 1, minus 1 plus 1 becomes 0, minus 1 plus 1 becomes 0, minus 60 plus 60 becomes 0. Correct? Now this is the reduced echelon form of the augmented matrix of the given system of linear equation. Now we can write the corresponding system of linear equation that can be written as x1 for this one. We have coefficient 0 for x2, 0 for x3 and 0 for x4. So we will not write down those terms, and then we will write for x5 is equals to 100, and then we have x2 minus x5 is equals to 100. Then we have x3 is equals to 0, and then we have x4 plus x5 is equals to 60. Rewriting this system of linear equation, we can write down as x1 is equals to 100 minus x5, x2 is equals to 100 plus x5, x3 is equals to 0, x4 is equals to 60 minus x5. Here x5 can be considered as free variable. Free variable. You can choose any value of x5, but the condition imposed on this is that the values of x1, x2, x3, x4 and x5 should be greater than or equal to 0, because the network flow is a one-way traffic, so the number of vehicles can be 0, that can be any positive number, that cannot be negative number. So you can see here, if we take x5 is equals to 100, this would be 100 minus 100 becomes 0. If we take number greater than 100 here, x1 will become negative number, right? How about 100 number here at x5? That would be 60 minus 100 becomes minus 40. So it means that the number should be 60 or less than 60. Hence the value of x5 should be less than or equal to 60 and greater than or equal to 0. Now this is the general traffic flow pattern for the given problem. It means that the value of x1, x2 and x4 always depend upon the value of x5, and the value of x3 is always 0. You can choose any value of x5 from this interval from 0 to 60. For specific value of x5, for example, x5 is equals to 0, you can find the value of x1, x2, x3 and x4, and that is one of those infinite many solutions which we just determined that this system has infinite many solutions. Similarly, for x5 is equals to maybe like 10, you can have another set of solution x1, x2, x3 and x4 for x5 equals to 10. Similarly, for specific value of x5 you will get different solution set. Hence this system has multiple solutions, or you can say that they have more than one solutions, and the value of x1, x2 and x4 depends on the value of x5. Now the other thing which in this problem which we need to determine is that when the traffic along this track where the value of x4 need to be obtained, if x4 is equals to 0, then what would be the general traffic flow pattern? If x4 is equals to 0, what would be the value of x5? Definitely we will solve this equation. 0 is equals to 60 minus x5 and x5 is equals to 60. If x5 is equals to 60, what would be the value of x1? 100 minus 60 becomes 40. What is the value of x2? 100 plus 60, 160. x3 is always 0 and x4 is 60 minus 60 becomes 0, right? So x4 is equals to 0. When the number of vehicles along x4 is 0, there is no traffic, then the number of vehicles going in the direction of x1 is 40, number of vehicles going in the direction of x2 is 160, number of vehicles going in the direction of x3 is 0, number of vehicles going in the direction of x5 is 60. You can verify this solution by substituting these values into the network, or you can substitute these values into the table which we constructed at the first step. Let me show you the table. This one. You can see here at the intersection A, x1 should be equals to x4 plus 40. At intersection B, x4 plus x5 should be equals to 60. At intersection C, x2 plus x3 should be equals to 100 plus x5. At the intersection D, 200 should be equals to x1 plus x2. So you can take any of those infinite many solutions, multiple solutions, and then substitute them here to verify your answer. I hope that you have found this video very interesting and useful. If you have any question regarding this tutorial, you can write it in the comment section. I will try my best to solve your queries. Thank you and see you in the next video.